it is, some might say, some might argue that it's foolhardy to bring a spectacular, full-grown golden eagle to a radio show. Some might say it's not the best move, but you know what? We don't care, do we? No, it was fun. It was cool.
Yeah, it was actually, I wrote a song for, it was a hawk, actually.
Yeah.
There's a really beautiful rehabilitation center for raptors in Iowa, too. And I used to go visit the Swainson hawk. And I wrote him a song. It's called Little Swainson. It was instrumental. And I went out, actually, after we recorded it, I got to record it with David Mansfield, actually. And after I recorded it, I took it on my phone and went out and played it.
Just in case the Hawks could,
just in case the Hawk cared.
Could hear it, yeah. Hey, this is about you. Pieta Brown, welcome back to eTown. It's been a long time. Thanks for coming back. And I don't know if you remember, I think the first time I saw you was when you were part of a backup singer/dancer group for Bob Dylan at the Grammys in 1991 when it was Soy Bomb.
You telling my secrets?
Oh man, I don't know. It was you, wasn't it?
It was me.
Yeah, it wasn't a real secret. It was national television.
I never watched TV.
No, but there you were, you and Bob Dylan and Soy Bomb. That's but so much has happened since then. Of course, so many songs, so many recordings. You have a kid now. Soon going to be a teenager.
That's what they say.
Yeah. That must change how you see the world. I was talking with Ron about how his sort of world has changed, his worldview has changed since he had a kid. But I think having a young, soon-to-be young adult child also must really change how you see the way the world has changed and what's going on in current events and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, he gives me hope.
Oh, that's great.
Gives me a lot of hope.
Yeah, yep. That's great. That's great, because obviously, whatever we do, whatever we talk about, whatever we're sort of working towards, it's on behalf of them, on behalf of the next generation or two. Cool.
Most of the time.
Yeah. I want to talk a little bit about this new record of yours. It's kind of a departure, some new players, new characters.
Brand new. Exactly.
And you did it up in Wisconsin at Justin Vernon's studio. And as I understand it, you just sort of presented all the songs to this group of players, and they got to react to them in real time.
Yeah, we recorded it live, that's for sure. And the session came together really fast. So I think we booked it just a few weeks before we went and recorded. And that mostly actually came about because there was some time at the studio that was open. And I had this group of songs, and I had talked to Mike Lewis, who's the bass player, and he plays the horn. He plays some keyboards, sings some harmony vocals. But I had talked to Mike about working with him, and I don't know, within a couple of hours after we realized that we both had these days open and the studio had time, we had Sean Carey in the mix, and then this really great, interesting musician named Jeremy Ilvasacker. So we all met in the studio, and I actually hadn't met Jeremy before. And Sean I had been on the same stage with once, I think, but we had never played any songs together. Mike and I had done some playing together. So Mike was kind of like the portal, I think. He knows all of us musically and personally, so that's sort of how that happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just showed up with a pile of songs, and away we went with a big record button on.
And as I understand it, since we're talking about the natural world and raptors and such, you had a microphone outside in nature, so you could actually sort of incorporate some of those sounds into the record.
Yeah, we did. It was shaped like a human head, and he was wearing a hat.
So nobody would be suspicious.
I call him a he. It could be they or she. But yeah, it was great because that studio is out in the country. There's lots of trees, and there's a pond, and it's super connected to nature feeling. So it seemed right to have that be part of the part of the record.
And you have a couple of old friends sort of helping you out on this project too. I know Ani DeFranco is putting it out on her label, on Righteous Babe Records.
Yeah.
Which is great. Nice connection.
Yeah, I'm very proud of that. Yeah.
And it's apt that your new record's out on Righteous Babe. And then your old friend Mark Knopfler plays some guitar on one of the tracks.
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds great, by the way.
I think so too.
Yeah. Did you have to twist his arm to do that, or was he ready to go?
No, he was. I didn't have to twist any arms. But I used to roller skate around my apartment complex in Birmingham, Alabama. So, getting to know Mark through the music in a kind of twisty way has been a real gift. But no, I had this, so I actually kind of fought for this song to be on the record because the other guys, it was actually the last song we recorded. It was the last song we recorded. And the guys were, they were sweet, like they played along and they played the song, but after we recorded it, they're like, yeah, maybe we'll leave that one off, Pieta. And I was really attached to the song. I had written it right before we recorded it. I mean, literally just like a day or two before. But I don't know, I got, how songs are. You know how songs are. You just got kind of stuck on it. And I kept hearing, I could just I wish Mark could play on this. I thought, well, I'll just ask him. And I asked him, and he said, sure.
I should let our listeners know that much as we would all like to have Mark Knopfler play on our records, we all can't just call him up and say, hey, Mark, why don't you do this? But you had an advantage because...
And I didn't get to call him. I emailed him.
You sent him an email, yeah. But you toured with him. You'd done a North American tour, opening up for his whole run of dates and gotten to know those guys. Well, this is a transformation in a way. In other ways, this is like a sort of a new era for you in other ways, I know. And this record feels like a different phase a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully that's what we're all doing most of the time, right? But definitely an opening for sure for me.
Yeah. And I just imagine this rich musical community in Iowa. When you go home, there's your dad, there's your stepmom, Iris Dement, there's we've had the band The Pines and David Huckfelt and a bunch of people. And
they live in Minnesota, though.
They live in Minnesota now, I know. But there's this sort of Iowa thing, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That,
I mean, I like to tell people that when I really kind of faced this musical thing that I couldn't seem to ignore anymore, I went back to Iowa, and everybody laughs at me that's where I decided to tour from.
Launch your career.
Launch my career in Iowa. But I did because of that, just because of that connection. When I was a kid, there was always these big family jams in southeastern Iowa. My great-grandfather played the banjo. My great-grandmother played the pump organ. My grandma Mary played electric guitar in church. Both of my grandfathers were preachers, actually. And there was my Uncle Roscoe had a country band down in southeastern Iowa. I remember there was a fiddle player that had a beard down to his belly button that they called Buzz Fountain. They named me Pieta Brown. They could have named me Buzz Fountain. I'm jealous of that name. But anyways, just all those connections, that was really a big thing. And I actually found out pretty recently that my great-grandparents used to go down to North Carolina to jam, and they brought that music back to Iowa. So when I was a kid, I heard that mountain music, and I associated it with my grandparents, with Iowa, and I thought that was kind of the sound. But
hey, look, it's indigenous, however it gets there. But meanwhile, I think the creative journey continues. I should mention just briefly that you had the lead in a foreign film in which you're a singer, but and it was all in French, right?
Yeah, actually, the songs were not in French, and it was really a mind-bending experience because the character is kind of she's just like a kind of an expat, and she's in a band, but she doesn't play an instrument really. So that was really weird for me because honestly, I had never gotten up and performed or sang really that much without an instrument. So it was quite an experience, and then I co-wrote the songs with the the lead male role who plays, kind of an important character in the movie. And he's French, but the songs were in English, so I wrote the lyrics and we collaborated on the music. It was wild.
Yeah, I bet it was. And you're living in Paris most of the time when you're shooting, or?
It was shot actually in France and Switzerland and Belgium.
Yeah.
But a lot of the rehearsals and a lot of the stuff was kind of done in Paris.
Yeah.
So that was also really great. It definitely expanded things, for sure.
Did they have an eagle?
No eagles.
No eagles. Okay, well,
no
I'm
eagles.
sorry.
Yeah.
You can, now the bar's raised a little bit.
Definitely.
Put it in your rider.
Yeah.
I'll do your movie.
Yeah.
Got to get me an eagle.
I need an eagle.
Yeah, with a trainer.
At least one.
Yeah. Well, listen, congratulations on this journey. We got lots more music to get to. Welcome back.
Thank you.
If you would, welcome back Pieta Brown.
Penny for your thoughts, and that's okay. I want them all and never pay with wishes in the purest form. Just hold me now through the ice storm.
Hi, this is Nick Forster from eTown. If you want to stay up to date with all the performances, interviews, and behind-the-scenes footage, click the subscribe button. Thanks.